Okay, welcome back. Last time Birdramon faded away, but before that happened, we got Waymon to join the city, and we also got Ogamon to join the city. But now the cycle begins anew with our new Digimon, which is Punimon. So we now have Punimon as our starter Digimon, and we now have to start training all over again. Although I am kind of curious as to what this will now turn into as we go through over time. However, I do have a few things I need to do before I actually start training. And by that I mean, I'm going to go and actually be a terrible, terrible Digimon tamer. So I feel like I think this is maybe the only time in the game where you're maybe required to have care mistakes. So I need to evolve. So basically, not evolve, I need to pick up this mouldy meat, and we are going to head on over to Freezeland again. I'm not walking all the way there, though. I'm just going to quickly... I'm going to pay Birdramon, and we're just going to use Birdra Transport to get there. And I just had the realization that because obviously we aren't going to be going and fighting Garurumon on the day that he required, I might have to, like, fight him twice again. And... which could be a bit of an annoyance, and okay, thanks Birdramon, thanks for just dropping me directly in the path of two Hyugamon, that could have been bad. Because, realistically, I want to avoid any and all fights right now, because Punimon is, again, literally a baby. It will get absolutely annihilated by anything that I could ever possibly fight. Like, I could go out into the base forest, fight a Madoki Betamon, and I would still lose. However, I'm risking it all for that Digimushroom. Why? Because that's another healing item available. Like, hey, that is a basically worthless item for 1500 potential healing later. I'll take that. So, basically, I want to quickly just do all of the trades that I can with Mojamon. Mojamon will do all of these trades, and once you get all 9 of these trades done, you can, Mojamon will then come and join the city. Which is a little bit of an inconvenience for me, because honestly, getting some of these items is a bit of a pain, but I think I currently have access to 6 of them. Okay, no, slight correction. I currently have access to 7 of them, but I don't have any giant meat available anymore, so I'm going to have to work a bit harder to get that first, because I don't actually know how I can currently get that, because I imagine I'll get it as a store, like as a shop upgrade at a later time, but at this exact moment, I don't really have any means of potentially getting that, because since I got Vegemon, I now get sirloins instead. I mean, hey, I'm not going to complain about getting a free sirloin. Like, look, I'm not going to complain about getting free steaks every day, but still. Okay, so now I feed the mouldy meat to Punimon, and it'll get sick. And this is required. You need your Digimon to get sick in Freezeland for a certain Digimon to come to the city. Huh? And so Punimon is sick and will pass out from the cold. Like, as a combination of, you know, the sick and the cold, Punimon passes out. Where are we? Is this a dream? I mean, it very visibly isn't. Wow, who are you? Where's Punimon? Calm down, my name is Frigimon. This is my house. I'm an ice snow Digimon. You were out cold in the snow. I picked you up and took care of you. Oh, Punimon, I'm so glad you're safe. Hey, are you even listening? If I didn't find you, you'd be dead by now. Oh, sorry. Gee, thanks. Hey, Punimon, even I even hit my head when you suddenly fell down. Punimon can't stand the cold. You're so reckless, it's all your fault. I didn't know. Sorry, Punimon. Thanks, Frigimon. Can I ask you one more favor? What will you do if Punimon falls down again? You'd better go home soon. Alright, I got it. I'll Digivolve Punimon into another Digimon. And with that, we leave. Digivolve? So, basically, at another point in the game, pretty much what we need to do now is evolve our Digimon to something that can, you know, kind of at least tolerate the cold. Also, I'm just gonna take another Digimushroom. Also, I'm preemptively scalding it, so it'll be more likely to be willing to use the autopilot here. Okay, apparently it did, Sorry, what was that expression that Punimon just had? And that was like, sorry, you asked me to do what? It's like it looked so mad about it. Anyway, so now we autopilot back to File City and we can start training for real. However, before I go and do anything else, I am going to go and drop a couple of those items off at the item bank, because I want to keep the hair grower for something, because I think that's probably an evolutionary item. Actually, I can double check on that. I can put the medicines away. I can put that away, I can put that away. That is... Okay, that is a Digivolution item that will immediately turn our Digimon into a Mojamon. That's actually kind of nice. I can get a Mojamon now if I want one. Obviously, you need to be a rookie-level Digimon to evolve into a champion-level one. I don't think you... Like, if I used that item now, I think it would just kind of not do anything. I think you have to be the level before for it to work. Okay, so, now we got to go back to kind of stat grinding. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to aim for 500... Oh, Punimon wants to go to sleep. Okay. Punimon, you can have a little nap, and then we can go and do some training. Basically, though, my current plan is I'm going to try to get its HP up to 500. Then when it's a rookie, I want to try to aim for 1,100 in all of its stats. And hopefully we can get through everything without too much hassle. Although, obviously, because we are still at the Green Gym, we have plenty of space just to just kind of run back and dodge any bathroom accidents that Punimon may normally suffer from. Although I don't know what I'm meant to be feeding Punimon, mostly because I feel like giving it sirloin is maybe a bit excessive. Like, I know that it's, you know, it's digital food for a digital monster, but I don't know, I feel like giving a full steak to a baby is maybe a questionable play. Okay, so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to currently aim for 500 HP, and I know that Punimon should also evolve relatively soon. Mostly because I'm also fully aware that a Digimon will evolve. Oh, hang on, wait. Okay, it needs to go... Hopefully that stops it from needing to go to the bathroom. Okay, so Punimon will now Digivolve into... Punimon Digivolves into Sunomon. Basically, the baby Digimon will always evolve into the same thing. I think it's baby Digimon evolve into the same thing every single time. Okay, it still only has Bubble, but it doesn't have any MP cost, but it is also dirt weak. But here we are now up past that 500 HP. Honestly, maybe I should just keep grinding for that. Also, I don't actually know what Sunomon can become, because I know that in the anime it becomes Gabumon, but I think that works differently in this game. And we now need to have a bathroom break, and it's hungry. But yeah, basically, depending on... The way this works is, depending on how you train the in-training version, it will then go to whatever. It'll go to one of two things. So, Koromon, I think, becomes either Agumon or Gabumon. And then, obviously, it being that, they'll all turn into something else, because there's 9 potential rookie Digimon. There's 9 potential rookie Digimon, and there's 4 eggs, and they all turn into 2 things. I think that's how that works, at least. So, we will find out what we're going to get in the near future. Because, obviously, we don't get all that much time as an in-training Digimon, so I'm going to currently just focus on getting my attack stat up. What will that turn us into? No idea, but hey, I quite like being able to hit hard. And being able to get that attack stat up is always good. And Sunomon needs to go to the bathroom again. I will say, I do kind of appreciate how the game goes, okay, so we can fully recognize the fact that, we fully recognize that, basically, as a baby or an in-training Digimon, on pretty much all you can realistically do with them is spend time at the Green Gym. So I do appreciate how they don't really get tired because of it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to train until Sunamon needs to go to sleep. At which point, I'm going to go and test a thing. And who knows, it might have an effect, it might not. Basically, if it doesn't work, we are going to be in a pretty bad situation. Sunamon now wants to sleep. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to go and see what will happen if I go and do this. So, there is a 50-50 chance on this working. I tried it when I had when I had Tokomon, before it became Biomon. So, let's see how this works now. Maybe it'll work, maybe it won't. If it doesn't work, then I've just wasted a little bit of my in-game training time, which wouldn't be ideal. So hopefully it will work, but I'm not gonna count on it. But hey, it is a 50-50 shot, it is absolutely a coin flip. Don't worry, Sunamon, you just need to walk to this next screen, and then you can take a nap. So, basically, if an in-training Digimon sleeps at Kunemon's bed, specifically on this screen, like if you sleep on the Kunemon's bed screen, and you have an in-training Digimon, there is a 50-50 chance that you can get a Digivolution. We did not get the Digivolution. Amazing how I've done that twice, and missed that coin flip both times, but hey, it happens. So Sunamon, I've now wasted about an hour of its potential training time, but hopefully that won't make too much of a difference. Although, I also know that the evolutions do require various things, such as number of battles done, I think it's number of battles, happiness, discipline, number of techniques that it knows, weight, and all of their stats. These can all have an effect, and then there's certain Digimon that also have a thing where it's like, yeah, if you have this one as your partner, it can also turn into this. So, for example, I think Birdramon, so I'll use Birdramon as the example. You can get it from Agumon, but I think one of the additional requirements is just, like, it has a naturally okay chance for it. Like, I think naturally it has a slightly better chance of becoming Birdramon if it's Biomon. Similarly, I imagine Gabumon probably has that for Garurumon, Agumon for Greymon, and so on and so forth. If they're kind of like linear evolution, it's weird saying linear evolution in relation to Digimon. Actually, before I go and do anything else, I'm going to go and pick up today's sirloins. Also, I do know that the Super Carrot and the Hawk Radish, I know that those items... Actually, I will quickly show what they do. Actually, no, I won't. Basically, the Super Carrot and the Hawk Radish are items you can buy from Frigimon, and then, I don't know how long they work for, I think it's only 1 or 2 uses, but they'll actually increase the amount of stats you get per thing at the gym. But I think it's only for 1 or 2 things. It's not a permanent boost. I wish it was a permanent boost, but unfortunately it is not. But hey, Sunamon is gonna hit 100 offense soon. So, if nothing else, it's a baby that hits pretty hard. Because it's at 89 now. It's gonna go up to probably 96 from this one. So then up to 103 from the one after this. And what will it turn into? I don't know. But obviously, depending on what it turns into, we have many, many options on the table. And I don't think I've ever actually trained a Sunamon in this game. I feel like I must have. I've played this game so much as a kid, I must have used one at some point. But I don't really remember. Anyway, regardless, we can hopefully keep all of these in line and get something really cool. Although, anything could happen. And once it's evolved, we can go back to Freezeland and talk to Frigimon again. And once we've shown Frigimon our upgraded, well, less upgraded, more evolved Digimon, and now that it'll be more kind of capable of dealing with the cold, then it'll be more... You know what, I'm going to run back to Kunemon's bed. I'm going to run back to Kunemon's bed and try again. Because realistically, it's a 50-50 shot. So if I manage to fail a 50-50 3 times, that would be kind of funny. But hey, we'll see how it goes. To be totally honest, I mostly just hope that I don't get a Digimon that has, like, super loud steps. Because some Digimon have super loud steps. It's part of why they kind of bug me a little bit. Like, it's why I never really like having Monochromon or Tyrannomon, even though I think they're really good. Like, I think they're really cool looking and good Digimon. I just think, like, their steps are just a bit too loud in-game, and it kind of bugs me over a long period of time. Which, I know that that's, like, the most petty thing it could possibly be, but it really is kind of loud. Okay, so, Tsunamon gets to have another nap, and will it evolve this time, or am I just, or have I wasted, like, another in-game hour? It's evolving, because I can't move. So, because our in-training Digimon slept in Kunemon's bed, it became Kunemon, which is the secret ninth one, I believe. I could have sworn it's meant to... I could have sworn that it would be there, because I assumed it would be like Botamon's 1 and 2, Tokomon's 1 and 2. Although Biomon is clearly like the 5th slot there, so maybe I'm completely wrong on that. Anyway, let's go back and do some more training. Because now that we have our rookie level Digimon, actually, have stats gone up at all? Okay, those actually did get a nice little boost. Wait, oh, he's also virus type. And we don't have many moves we can teach him. I can teach him Electric Cloud. Okay, so we can so if we get into a fight, we can potentially stun and we can potentially poison. Which, at this moment in time, would be kinda nice. Although, I don't think we... Oh, do you have lines here? Blue apple from native forest tastes really good. Okay, orange banana from the tropical jungle. Big berry from Mount Panorama. Okay, I assume those must just be, like, rare foods that can turn up. Because, I'll be honest, I've seen the orange banana multiple times in my life, in my playthroughs, but I feel like I've seen the blue apple. I don't think I've seen the one that he mentioned from Mount Panorama, though. So I am kind of interested in finding one of those, although admittedly I have not spent a whole lot of time on Mount Panorama, because Mount Panorama is kind of scary. It's one of those areas that I could go to right now. Also, I think ultimately it's probably weaker than Freezeland, but still. Okay, so back to training. So now I'm aiming for 100. I'm aiming for 100 offense, defense, speed, and brains, and then 1,000 in his other stats. Okay, so I've never actually had an insect Digimon in this game before. I wasn't expecting that animation. That was kind of cute looking. I mean, realistically, it's one of those things where, like, I know that it's, you know, how a bug would eat, but still, that's one of the cutest bug things I've seen. Maybe it's because it's specifically in a Digimon World scenario. Because I imagine if I saw a proper bug do that and just, like, you know, consume something, it would probably look very strange or potentially even scary, depending on what it was. Okay, so, I've never seen that animation before. Probably because I've never had Kunemon before. Also, I have a feeling that this running noise will bug me eventually. But at this exact moment in time, it's not being a problem. Also, I do feel bad that I'm basically just letting... Once again, I'm feeling bad about letting my Digimon basically just get punched in the head repeatedly for training. But hey, it counts as training, right? But, you know, I mean, hey, it is blocking against getting punched, I guess. I just wish it was a bit faster. Okay, so we're hungry again. And I can probably go back and pick up some more sirloin as well. Also, I have the ice mushroom available as an item. The ice mushroom is basically just a regular mushroom, but it also increases your discipline. So if your Digimon isn't disciplined, I think that works for it. But I don't think it has the potential drawback. Like, I don't think it has the potential drawback like the Happy Mushroom does. The Happy Mushroom has a chance to make your Digimon sick, which obviously isn't what you want. I mean, realistically, if I had a choice, I wouldn't be choosing to do all this grinding. Like, I know that you can. Like, I know that with Game Shark codes, I think you can make it so your Digimon never fades away. Or at least has infinite lives, so it can lose as many fights at once. But I don't actually know. I mean, I'm playing this on an emulator. I could just look it up. But, I don't know, maybe that's something I'll do after I finish the game. Like, once I beat the game and have everything sorted out, maybe I'll do that. Oh, Kunimon wants to sleep, so let's give it its daily sirloin. And let it go to sleep. Okay, and then it kind of curls up into its little ball and goes to sleep. Okay, good morning, Kunimon. Back to work we go. Okay, also, so I'm gonna be totally honest, I had originally planned to, like, kind of stop playing this for a little bit. Like, record a few episodes, then stop. But you may recall a few episodes ago, I mentioned, yeah, my internet went out for a few hours. And it did come back, but after that, the router itself just, like, entirely died. And then after being, you know, in dealing with customer service for, like, 2 hours, they pretty much just said, yeah, router's dead, we'll be able to get a new one to you in 2 to 3 working days. Which, so I called on the Sunday, and I'm recording this on the Monday afternoon. So, yeah, this is good. So basically, I'm pretty much, and I basically ended up deciding, yeah, I'll just record more of this series, even though I'm not the most invested currently. I mean, realistically, I'm currently just doing all this grinding. So basically, I'm in a scenario where I kind of just have to fill in the days, until the internet comes back. Like, I don't want to start a new game just in my free time. And mostly because, like, if the internet comes back on and I'm still, like, halfway through something, I will force myself to finish it, basically. And I don't really want to find myself in that problem. I don't really want to give myself that issue. So I'm mostly just hoping I can get everything done in time. But yeah, so I'm also kind of having to, like, basically ration out my mobile data, which isn't exactly a fun time. Because it's like, okay, what do I watch? Because I've also realized, yeah, there's nothing on TV. like, there's so little that I would actually watch on TV. I'm glad that I did get a few, I'm glad that I have a few games, like, ready on emulators to play, just in case. Because it's like, I don't know what I want to play on my Switch. I don't really want to start a new game on my Switch or on the PS4 or anything. I can't get access to Steam, so if it wasn't something that's so if it isn't something that I already have installed, I can't play it. It's not exactly the most ideal of scenarios, not gonna lie. But hey, I'm managing, and hopefully, key term, hopefully, I'm really hoping that they'll deliver it, like, first thing tomorrow morning. But I know my luck. Okay. Oh, Kunimon needs to go to the bathroom again. Like, I am fully aware of my luck. It's like, okay, so, so 2 to 3 working days means I will somehow get it on Thursday. But hey, if nothing else, it does give me more time to sit and play Digimon World. So I was worried about doing this series and just kind of, like, completely burning myself out and needing to record it over a series of months. Yeah, despite that being my big concern, I've kind of ended up doing this over, like, a week so far. Like, I've recorded a lot of this so far. Over the course of just a few days, which wasn't something I was really expecting to happen. And with that, our speed goes over 100. Fantastic. Let's start grinding up that MP. I feel like maybe Putting a bug under a giant waterfall is probably a bad idea, but hey, here we are. So now I just need the MP done, and then we can work on the brains stat, and then we should be good to go. And hopefully we'll gain access to some new moves and some cool stuff soon. Also, Kunamon probably wants to sleep. It does, fantastic. Okay, so, I kinda want to go and... You know what, yeah, I'll go and do that. I'll try to get Kunamon's... Yeah, I'll get to 1,000 MP. I'll get to 1,000 MP, and then I'm going to go out and do a couple of fights. Just to kind of see how powerful Kunamon currently is. Actually, you know what? If it needs to go to the bathroom, I could just go and do those fights now. Actually, did I pick up today's sirloins? Did I pick up the food from Vegimon for today? Because that's also something I need to do. Because picking up that food is pretty important, because realistically we always need to have food in this game. Food, extremely important. Right, so... Wait, I didn't check. I did not check. I did not pick up the sirloins today, I don't think. So, out we go to go and pick up some sirloins. And, you know what, I'm also going to get a super... I'll buy one super carrot. Because I know that a super carrot and... I know the hawk radish and the super carrot, I know that they both, I know that they effectively do the same thing for different stats. Although I don't know which does which. Like, I know that one affects, I think it's speed, offense, and defense, and the other is like, sorry, I think one is like offense, brains, and speed, and the other is MP. Sorry, offense, HP, and speed, and the other is brains, defense, and MP. But I don't know which is which. So I'm going to just feed that the super carrot and hope that I guess right. If I didn't, then I made a mistake. Okay, that did visibly give a little bit of a boost. It wasn't a massive boost, it probably wasn't worth it, but hey. I don't think it was enough of a boost to really be worth it, but hey, it's good to know that we now have that as an option. Okay, I'll do two more. Up, and then to get up to 1,000 MP. And then we're gonna and then we're gonna head on out, fight a couple of Madoki Betamons, and see how Kunamon fares. I mean, realistically, it should just effortlessly dominate those fights, to be totally honest. Although the fact that we fell 4 MP short is a little bit of an annoyance to me. Because it's like, hey, I need to go and do another round just because I missed one. And hopefully we don't need the brains stat. Like, hopefully we don't need the brains stat too much, but honestly, I have no idea what Kunamon can even turn into. The worst possible case scenario is that I get Numemon, because if I get Numemon, I might have to brave a... Like, okay, if I get Numemon, I will have to brave an expedition. And look, if I refer to it as an expedition, you know it's gonna be bad. Also, I hadn't really planned on this, but we're gonna fight Dokunemon with Kunemon and see how this goes. I mean, realistically, we should effortlessly win this fight. Like, we should effortlessly win this. Big hit. 127. Okay. Not a massive chunk of damage. But, hey, we are going to win without too much hassle. By the looks of things. Okay. Electric Cloud, please. There we go. Electric Cloud. As long as that lands. It got blocked. Of course it did. Okay, that traded, and I don't actually know if poison can kill, but hey, I will take those couple of trades and we win. The question is, can we learn a new move from that, though? Oh, that was a cute little animation for that. I liked that. That was nice. Okay, so now let's go and train that brains stat. So, good job, Kunamon. I definitely think I maybe need more offense, or at least to give it a better attack, not attack stat, like better moves, because those moves were not hitting too hard. And I also hope that getting its brains stat up can give just a teensy little bit of MP as well. Why did it suddenly start walking so slowly? Anyway, oh, it's also hungry, so let's give it some food. And we should be able to get all of these stats up to 100. And we should be pretty much ready to digivolve into something fairly soon. I don't know exactly what we'll get, but hey, I'm gonna be finding out, and hopefully it'll be something cool. Because realistically, your gas is as good as mine. Actually, I'm gonna quickly run and get Kunimon to the bathroom first. I'm gonna get Kunimon to the bathroom first, and then I'm gonna double check something. But yeah, so this has basically just been another grinding episode. Unfortunately, this is the nature of Digimon World. If someone's been doing a count of how many times I've said that in this game so far, I'm really sorry. Okay, Kunimon can become one of 4 things. And I don't think Numemon is listed. I don't think Numemon or Sukamon or Bakemon are listed for those. Because I'm fairly sure that they can all... I'm pretty sure every single rookie Digimon in the game can become them. And basically, Numemon is just you didn't meet the requirements to get any of the others. Sukamon is you filled the virus gauge entirely. And Bakemon just happens randomly. Bakemon is you lose a fight, and then it happens randomly. I think it's like a 30%... No, I think it's like maybe a 10% chance. Like, your rookie level Digimon loses a fight and it just turns into a ghost, basically. Although I have had Bakemon before, I remember Bakemon being actually kinda good. Okay, so that we get the, well, we got the attack command, so that's nice. Okay, and we got stuck on Koromon. I got stuck on Koromon in this game so often it isn't even funny. Now, I'm trying to just think, where could I get new moves? Like, what really could I go and fight for new moves here? We have plants and electric stuff. I feel like Madoki Betamon would be my best bet. Like, if I fight some Madoki Betamon, I could potentially get, like, the kind of, like, little static move. I'd nearly call it the static shock move. I don't think that would be it. Actually, I've never seen the TV show Static Shock, but I've heard that it was really good. But, okay, let's... Oh, Kunimon wants to sleep. And what I'm actually going to do is I think I'm going to end off today's episode here, because we've been going for like 33 minutes. So I'm going to save and end off today's episode. Yes. Oh, is it because I save stated before closing the game last time? Maybe that's why. Anyway, I'm going to end off today's episode here. Next time, Kunimon should evolve into whatever it's going to turn into, and I will hopefully see you all for that next time. So as always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I'll hopefully see you all next time for more Digimon World. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.